flash. I've just spoke to my social worker. He's read what they've sent, and I've said to him, it's a clear case of discrimination. They discriminated against me, and he's just mailed me back and said, you've definitely got a case. So we're going to launch the case at them, because what they're saying now, right? They're saying now that my stuff's all in my house still. Well, we've got communication, right, me and Steve, where they're saying it's all gone. So they're in trouble, and they've offered us an hour. So you know where I'm going in a minute? I'm going down the county court down now, and I'm going to get an injunction against Clarion, which will force me through the door, legally, to take as long as I want to get my stuff. But yeah, 1 minute all my stuff's been thrown away, but as soon as I emailed the head woman and their press office, boom, they're mailing me, suddenly reappeared. You know what I mean? Have they got Paul Daniels or someone down at their office, or what? Do you know what I mean? And I've just said to Steve, wonder how many people are victims of Clarion. And I said, I ain't no victim. I'm taking them all the way, man. And he's going to back me up all the way, because we've got the receipts. Do you know what I mean? I just said to Steve, it's a case of a big organisation where the left aren't and don't know what the right one's doing, which has enabled me to clearly see what they're doing. Yeah, what a bunch of wankers. And I just said to Steve, what if I'd have acted really badly on that news about all my belongings and I'd done myself in? Or someone might have already done that. Do you know what I mean? And the only reason I kept going at Clarion, man, is because when I see that young mum on the news, mate, with the baby, and I'm doing it, pardon me, I'm doing all this for her, mate. Because I always thought, right, I'm going to upset Clarion at some point. I was looking at this poor mum, and I thought, whenever I upset them, I'm going to go right at them just for her, and I have. You know what I mean? It's not a question about the house. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in my belongings, man. And the fact that they've said that it's all gone, and now suddenly it's reappeared and we've been offered an hour. So we're back to the old hour malarkey. See, we could go down the line of which I've already cleared with the police, where I go in, and when they say your hour's up, I just don't come out. And then they'll get straight on the blower to the old bill, but Phil's not leaving, and the first thing the police will say is, well, how did he get in? Well, we've let him in. That's it, they have to put the phone down, the police. As long as I'm polite and I'm not doing anything bad, which I'm not going to. But I think the best route is for me to go down the county court in a minute, have a word with the legal people, and just launch it at them, man. And then what happens then is they get summons, and I get all my stuff back. So it shouldn't matter, right? It's like a supermarket sweep or something, couldn't it? You got an hour to get your stuff. It shouldn't be like that. It should be you've got as long as it takes to get your stuff. Do you know what I mean? Fucking jokers. I really bypassed Marcy Pepper with this one. But they've clearly broke the Disabilities Discrimination Act. Clearly. That's quite a serious offence. It was put there to protect people. Do you know what I mean? They've got disabilities. Hello mate, how are you? So I'm just going to I'll have a quick coffee and a smoke and then dive out the door, because I've got to go down to town and get some cash out. I can't go over Clarion Mountain. Hello mate, how you doing? to everybody out there this morning. Can't believe Clarion housing, man. 1 minute they say they dumped all my belongings. As soon as I mail the head woman in the press office and say, right, I'm going to the newspapers, suddenly now my stuff's magically appeared at the house again. They're just taking the piss, mate. And my social worker knows that, so now we're going for them now. We got enough proof now. We've both got emails saying we ain't got his stuff, we've disposed of it. When they haven't. You're not allowed to do that, man, that kind of shit. But luckily I've managed to keep my cool and not go up to London and just smash the shit out of the fucking door and probably get myself nicked. I've managed to just sit and chill. I think now what it is, I look at the big picture now. I used to overreact on that with my ADHD, but I think with the medication I look at the big picture. But yeah, it ain't too bad. I'm on the move. I'm on the move again. I will be at some point. This house here is just like temporary. It's like an emergency place. But it's a lovely house. And I've said to the girl, can't I just stay here? But do you know what I mean? I'd rather move. Well, it'd either be Gillingham or Chatham, I think. Chatham don't really bother me. It's around the corner. There's a few more space cadets, spice heads out that way, but they don't bother me, man. They don't get in my way. Yeah, I say temporary, but she did say you can stay here as long as you want, Phil. As long as it takes you to sort yourself out and get your new place. So it's all good because the council run a deposit. Because obviously a lot of them want deposits and things, don't they? But the council run that kind of scheme. But yeah, I'll have a flat, out, one bed, whatever, man. Buy me a new tent if they want. I'll live out on the street. It's all good. But they was on about moving me back to my other borough. But I said no, I want to stay in this borough now. Most people are trying to get out of here to get to where I've left. But obviously I've come from the countryside into the jungle here. And I quite like it here, man. I think the whole vibe of the area is just mental. I quite like it. And where in the village everyone's just chatting bollocks about each other and making shit up. Out there no one gives a fuck. Everyone's just cracking on with their life. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm quite enjoying it. Plus, I'm kind of tracing my dad's footsteps because he was just in a submarine down the road there. In fact, I'm living now on my army's old road that my dad used to stay down there. It's mad how it's all worked out. And I found my cousin. Kind of crazy. No, just mainly financial. The bedroom tax is what ruined me. But yeah, I've been there all my life, 54 years I've been there. But it's all good because they treated me like a bit of shit and we've now got the legal evidence to go after them. That's why I'm going down to court in a minute. But my social worker, he's been bang on them, and even he's come back and said to me, they're saying one thing and then changing their mind. But it's all good. I've ended up near the sea. I always said to my dad, I'd like to have been sort of brought up by the sea. We've been right into the old water sports and all that, instead of mountain biking and fucking running and shit. I've always been quite sporty. In fact, it's my birthday next Sunday, I believe. 55, and I'm still going strong. Like I always say, you're here for a good time, not a long time, man, so enjoy it. Get this coffee on the go. got any milk? I think I have. Da, da, da. Have I got a clean cup though, or have I got to wash one? Got one in the cupboard. Yeah, I got one in the cupboard. Washing up tonight. Saying that, I don't really make a lot of deal with washing. Got my tent out here, look. It's quite bright again though. It's too bright for my eyes. Croydon. Oh yeah, man. That's Croydon's just like out here, brother. It's all the same, man. Yeah, I know what you're saying now. My little nephew, he was selling a bit of drugs and he got caught. He went to jail. My little nephew, and that, when they let him out, they put him in this sort of bad boys home in Croydon. It's just fucking even worse in the home, I think, than it was the prison. But yeah, fucking crazy, eh? Croydon. See, all places like that years ago used to be lovely places. It's mad, isn't it? The decline of the UK, that's what it is. And luckily I'm 55 next week and I'm on my last little stretch, and I think, I don't know. Just keep going till you drop dead, mate, isn't it, I think. But saying that, I feel quite healthy. Because of my ADHD and stimulants I take, I regularly have ECGs on my heart and everything checked out. I've never failed anything. And again, I've got quite a good metabolism. So we got to walk down the road to the county court. Brixton, my brother lived in Brixton, on Brixton Hill, Wenton Close, next to the prison. In fact, I used to go to Brixton quite a bit. Basically, my brother, he married a girl from the Elephant Castle, and they lived in Brixton for about 15 years. Yeah. So I can remember when I went to see UB40, I stayed in Brixton with my brother. Then again, I kind of grew up all over South London, East London, got parties and all that, raving and stuff. Not so much West London or North London, mainly East London, and obviously coming from Kent straight into South London. Streatham, Tooting, all them kind of places, which is right near Brixton. Again, I've never had issue around them parts, but I suppose it depends what you're doing and what you're up to, you know what I mean? Most of my pals that I know from East London are people that was a bit, well, yeah, they are criminals, man. We're all criminals, man. But they were all involved in the early rave scene and that, and that's how I know them. So I've known them like yonks. But yeah, some of the safest people I know, man, come from East London. Bethnal Green, my mate Nicky, sound as a pound, man. My other pal from Whitechapel. Do you know what I mean? People who just proper people. There's not many proper people about anymore, do you know what I'm saying? Crazy. Then I've got my mate Shelley, and she lives in Greenwich. And she's like proper London. But you find a lot of the proper Londoners are just being forced out by all the Russians and Chinese with all the money. So all your real London families will just get pushed out. Sad, really. But there you go. Right, a couple of sugars. Can't believe I've landed this drone job. What a result, eh? And it's the full Monty. He wants a complete full thing of the church. In fact, I'm going to go out this afternoon just to have a little, because I've got a few like grids and that I can put up and stuff. But he wants a full, and he also wants me to observe what any things that he doesn't, because obviously he's not going to be able to see what everything I'm seeing. And basically all up this church, it's pointing that needs to be done, but they can't see from right down there. But obviously I can show them exactly where, well, I've told him I can give you an 8K video of about that far away from the thing. But yeah, it's good. But I'm gonna quote him once I see the size of the church. But to be honest, for a proper, full, complete survey, it can run up to £4 grand. But obviously, I'm not going to charge him £4 grand. I want to charge him a nice rate, so he's going to come back to me, because I think he does this all the time. And all I did was put a post up in the Facebook group saying, qualified drone pilot, happy to have a go at whatever. I can put my drone wherever they want it. The fact I've got to take pictures. We're just going to not talk to her. I keep getting, I'll tell you what, I keep getting lots of weird phone calls, man. This girl keeps ringing me up every couple of days from China or wherever she's from. Chatting bollocks, man, but she knows my name. People just, they sell you information, don't they, around the fucking world. If I want to buy anything, I'll buy it, do you know what I mean? If I keep ringing you up and pestering you. I don't know. And to be honest, none of them leave a message. If it was important, you'd leave a message, wouldn't you? It's as simple as that. It's quite bright out there. Yeah, so I'll have to see how big the church is and then quote him on that. I'm going to quote him the price for the whole job rather than any kind of day rate or anything like that. I think I could probably do it in, well, maybe 2 days, because he wants a real detailed mapping of it, I think. Videos and pictures. So all I've really got to do is it downloads straight into the drone to the SD card. All I'll have to do, because I'll have my computer by then, is obviously he'll pay for his SD cards, that'll be in with the bill, and I'll just put them all on the SD cards. And all he's got to do is just load it up and watch it. Brick by brick, by the sounds of it. He wants me to go methodically over the whole church. It's probably going to be a Victorian church, I would imagine. That's what I've seen around Gillingham. That's going to be nice reddish coloured brickwork. So, and to be honest, I don't even have to get close up. I can be quite a way away. I've got quite a good camera and quite a good zoom. But yeah, I'll obviously show him on my screen, say, is this how close you want it? How close do you want it? And once he's told me, off we go. Yeah, first drone job, eh? Straight in there with a big one. You get like, you can do roofing surveys and that, 400 to 600 quid just for the roof. Obviously they want me to survey everything, the roof, the brick, everything, the whole structure. Not that I'm any kind of surveyor, but I'm a drone pilot, do you know what I mean? But I can spot things, do you know what I mean? But yeah, interesting. Flying around the church, he also wants a 360 from the top of the church, but I can just go right up to the church, to the top, and on my controller, I'll show you, I've got like 360 buttons and all sorts, man. It automatically does it. I can do quick shots and got here, look. Got that big old beastie. Should we send the Phantom up? They'll think, fucking hell, who have we hired here? We've got the Mini 4K, that can go, that can do a capable job. That Mavic Pro, that Mavic there, the Mavic Mini, that can do an okay-ish job, but what I'm going to be using for my sort of work is this one. And what I might do is save a bit of money up once I pass my next exam, which I'm doing at the minute, and then get one bigger drone and that'll be it. I won't need to get any more drones. Up over here, look, we've got the DJ lighter, which is my new one, man. And this is what take the battery out. That's what I'm going to be doing all my work on. I'll just show you quick. But let me take the gimbal cover off. It's basically like that. What you've got here, you've got the ultimate flying machine. You've got a fisheye sensor there, optical, and another optical there. But I tend not to really use them a lot. Got the camera on there. SD card in there. Morning mate, how are you? And that is the DJ lighter. And this is pretty damn good in the wind, so that stands out quite nice actually against the red brickwork of the church. But I've told him I'll have to look at the church before I price it, because I could price him up for a little church, get there and it's massive. But yeah, we've got about 40 minutes each battery run time, but I'll probably get a bit more doing the surveying, because I get 40 minutes and that's in sports mode, going flat out through the sky, throwing it all over the place. And obviously doing the surveying, you're just going along very slow. In fact, there's a mode on my controller which is called Cine mode, and what that is over that side, see there, what that does, it puts it in like cinema mode, so professional filming, you'd use that. But yeah, I'll be using that. It's not very often I'm going that slow. Normally I'm over here in sports mode, which automatically disables any kind of protection, because you're going too fast for the obstacle avoidance to work. But I don't really need the obstacle avoidance. The people that learn to fly with the obstacle avoidance and use it all the time, they can't really fly a drone. The computer, you know what I mean, the drone's flying itself, the software's doing it. And if they ever had all of it break down, it was just them and the controller and the drone, they'd then realise that they can't even control the drone. Because there's a different sort of feel to every different drone. But, you're welcome, mate. But to be honest, I've kind of got the knack of it straight away. But I think that's because I fly a lot at night, so most people fly in the day, but I like flying at night. But I fly really fast, but the reason I can do that is because I fly up really high. So I know I'm going, any electric pilot, I'm going over the top of them all. It's as simple as that. And this one's got great range on it, man. You get like a 15 kilometre range on that. 15 kilometres. Crazy, eh? But you can only, it's limited to 120 metres altitude. But this little one down here, right, this old school Mavic one, because when DJI did the updates and fixed everyone to 120, which is what the UK law is, all the old school drones didn't touch them. So this one down here, right, this Mini Mavic Pro, goes 500 meters, which is this one. It's got the old school controller, but I quite like using that one. But the drone, there you go, look. A Mini Mavic, and that, they go up 500 meters. Trust me, once you get up to about 100 meters, you can't see it or hear it anyway. 500 meters, you can't even see it's dangerous at 500 meters. You know, you're up there with you're up there with planes and that anyway, but at 500 meters, you're playing with the planes. And you ain't going to see, well, I don't know. But yeah. Because when droning first came about, people was like going near on into space and that with them. Because these were the first drones that come out, these old school ones here, the DJI Phantoms. I bought this the other week, 35 quid, man. I always wanted an old school one. The Phantom. Can you imagine no one's ever seen anything before, and suddenly you start seeing that going across the sky? Because that's what it was like, man. It was DJI that brought the drones to the world, because the Chinese military tried telling the young gentleman, no, we want it, you wouldn't give it to them. He refused to give it to the Chinese military, and he gave it to the people. He says, I want to give it to the world, and that's why now we've got a thing called droning. All because of him. Crazy, eh? But literally, DJI just light years ahead of anybody. And to think, right, that one upstairs that I got is the new one with all the bits on. You imagine, right, what they've got in the back locker. Just all AI shit and stuff. I can already program mine to go on waypoints so it can go and automatically fly off and go wherever. Yeah. They'll all become autonomous. And once the AI gets right up, because AI is gonna, it's only just starting, man. AI is gonna come in like a fucking tsunami. And they reckon AI, right, is gonna be like, you know, in technology, the computer and the microchip first broke through, they reckon it's gonna be as groundbreaking as that. It's just gonna change everything. If you noticed on YouTube, unreal, do you know what I mean? But a lot of these people telling these stories, you can hear it. It sounds real, they sound British and that, but some numbers and that they get wrong. That's the AI, man, getting it wrong. Really, I'm just a robot. I'm not really on here live, I'm just a robot. Nah. Good thing about doing lives is it's all real as it happens, man. Very rarely I upload a video. Because when I first started, I thought, is this concept even going to work, man? I'm not going to be able to get any subscribers just being live, but it'll work. And yeah. Really, we're a music channel, but we fly drones and we talk politics and religion and all sorts of bollocks, really. Football, boxing, anything goes, as long as it's not any kind of religious hate or anything like that. We get the odd moron pop up, like we have done. I don't care what religion people are, what colour people are, do you know what I mean? Just, as long as you're not hurting no one, it's all good. That's what I say. I can give a shit what you believed in, man, as long as you're not hurting anybody. Believe in whatever you want. Believe in little green men from Mars, mate, if you want to. Which is probably more plausible than a lot of religions, you know. Little green men from Mars. And that's not a joke, that's a serious comment. Because if you think it's just us on this planet, there's no one else out there at all, I think you've got to be an idiot to think that, really. There's not, you know what I mean, there's other things out there, man. They might not look like us, or we might not understand even what it even is. we might not even understand the concept, but it ain't just us here, is it? Let's get real, the whole universe, and it's just us. I think not. I think not. There could be another planet. It wouldn't surprise me if there's another planet out there with people with exactly what we are, living away. It wouldn't surprise me. Like a Jill kind of planet. And there's probably other planets out there with like Star Warsy creatures on and all sorts of stuff that we just don't understand because we've not been educated in it. Do you know what I mean? There isn't just us here. That's for sure. They've probably been down and took one look at us lot and thought, look at them fucking idiots down there, and flew off, man. That wouldn't surprise me. All the war and that we do on this planet, they might be from a real peace-loving planet. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. But getting all ET now. Remember ET? Phone home and all that. Anyway, I will get this charger in. Constantly fucking charging something, man. I need to rig a wire out the window into a lamppost. Straight into my drone. Saying that, the new drone's pretty good on batteries, man. Still buzzing about the job I've got, man. Self-employed. I'll do anything, man. I'll do surveys, I'll do weddings, I'll do roofs, I'll do whatever. One bloke popped up on my post and said you'll do quite well looking for missing animals. Apparently there's lots of missing pets and that around, yeah? Not guaranteeing I could find your pet, but I could probably do better than people looking on the ground. That's another fucking dodgy call. I keep getting all these dodgy calls. 020, what's that, London? I keep getting this, I don't know, Asian woman ringing me every couple of days. She knows my name, but they sell you details, don't they, all around the world? Crazy. It's going well, mate. I've not bought a new one since the 950. Because there's not been another one that's come out and has done it as good as that so far. I love the fact it works on FM, because I've got like another FM handset, and it's just crystal clear. The first ones that tried doing the FM was these, my little Quanchangler. They tried doing it, but the ones that have got it right is the 950. Broadcasts perfectly and receives very well. But yeah, great radio, good airband on it as well. As long as you upgrade the aerials like telescopics and that, then little 3-inch little rubber duck ones you get with it, not really, well, they do pick stuff up and that, do you know what I mean? But it pays to get on the PMI, you can buy one of these big long ones, which gets you better signal and better power. I've also got a telescopic for the FM. I've also got this pretty good one, which is FM, but it's a small one. Excuse me. Oh. It's getting sunny now. In fact, I've gone off the idea of a coffee. I might have a cold drink, I think. Saying that, it's all out, so I may as well have a coffee. It's still early anyway, isn't it? planning to put out a dentist, but they've not that I've got a lot of fucking teeth left. They've cancelled it, man. Got to ring back. Some milk in there. I think there's another bit of a heat wave on the move coming in, I think. Apparently. With Dexter, records everywhere. Look. We've got piles of records there. Doing the stickers and that at the minute. I'm putting them in the books. Got some though in time of wedding. Jones. And I've loads more stuff. I've got to put my tables and my chairs and that in here. Because I'm going in my house. I'm not coming out until I've got everything. I said to my social worker, I've got to take them to the cleaners for that, because you imagine if I was quite weak, man, and the fact that they'd dumped all my belongings, or they was telling me that, say I went and killed myself on the strength of that. Do you know what I mean? But I'm stronger than that. But some people probably aren't. That's why I'm fucking going to come down on them like anything. That's why I'm going down to the court in a little while. My social worker even says the same. It's a clear case of disability discrimination, especially where they've said they've thrown it away and emailed both of us, and then they've emailed both of us again, and they've suddenly got it again. Well, hang on a minute, who's wasting time here? They're accusing me of wasting time. But where we documented everything, and Amy as well, bless her, because I first said to Amy, I'm sure Clarion are really trying to screw me over here. I said, do you mind just watching what's going on here to make sure that I'm not going crazy? And then she watched it, and she said, no, it's them. And then Steve joined in, and Steve's like the head of adult social services. And I said to him the other night on the phone, this is a clear case of, and he said it before I did. And now we've got evidence. Personally, I'd like to go into whoever said, let's tell him it's gone, and punch him right in the face, but it's probably going to be Marcy Pepper, so my hands are tied, do you know what I mean? I can't do anything to her. Physically, you know what I mean? I can harass her and that, but that's not my style. Obviously I can't touch her. Legally I can. Legally we can have a go, so that's what we're going to do. I'm all good, cheers. In fact, I've never been better. What with new drone job. Especially if I do a good job, do you know what I mean? Give him a good price, do a good job, and then he might want me to come back and do another church, or someone else might, you know what I mean? He might tell someone else. But to be honest, where I'm in the game really early, I'm qualified to put my drone wherever. So I ain't got a problem. Some people just specialise, but I'll do anything from looking for your cat, doing a roof survey, to taking pictures at a wedding, to flying me drone in your shop or in your party and around your party, and whatever anyone wants, man. I'm good for. And the money is just unreal. Would you eat a boiled piece of chicken? What sort of question is that? Boiled chicken? No. I would have to roast the chicken. But no. Yeah, it was a bit random. No, we don't boil the chickens in England. We roast them up. You could boil it and it would taste exactly the same, don't get me wrong. I used to be a chef and a baker, and it would taste exactly the same. You're kind of steaming it. But yeah, we don't do it that way, but it wouldn't taste any different. But obviously roasted, that's the way we do it. But yeah, it wouldn't taste any difference. You're kind of like poaching it, aren't you? In a sense. Yeah. Now, if you had some eggs, you might boil them up before it gets to the chicken. Sorry, I had to say that. Ah, you burnt my hand off, man. Could be a drone operator with no hands. So I'd be able to use my head. They've probably got devices anyway. Anyway, you can use the old goggles, man. I ain't never tried that. When you got the old goggles on, you have to have a spotter. You have to have a spotter next to you. Whereas I don't with me. Well, they're all FPVs, whether you're doing it for a screen or whatever, it's all the same thing. But if you've got the goggles on, man, you have to have someone next to you. And to be honest, it would disorientate me a bit. I like to look. I like to see me drone up there and looking. And if I can't see me drone up there, I'm looking on the screen. Because sometimes you just lose the drone, man. I do it all the time. I still know where it is by looking on the map. Yeah. Even though we've got to have it in line of sight, it don't matter if you lose it for a couple of minutes, as long as you get it back. In fact, the only time you don't have to legally be looking at your gun is when you press the return to home, because then it's the computer doing the controlling, you're not actually doing it. Yeah, that's the only time legally. Got like a few little laws we govern by, but they're not police. It's not the police we govern by, it's the Civil Aviation Authority, the same people that deal with the airplanes deal with us. Yes, mate. I actually got bored of the post-it notes which I was trying to use. But look, yeah. Sticky notes. Which is good, really. In fact, I might go to the shop and get another box of them, because I think with all the records I got, I'm putting 2 on each record. I'll show you some of the prices we've got on so far. I've got Bad Manners and that are all done. I'll show you. I've made some money. Bad Manners, 35.75. That Beat album, 35.75. I Just Can't Stop It, 36 quid. Another one, 36 quid. £37.50 for another Beat album. Dance Craze, the box set, £55. The 2 Tone Treasures, that, £78. And these are the biggies, man. I didn't expect this one to do it. Madness, £65.25. Well, I only paid 40 quid for that. And this one, 68 quid, which has got like that mad record in it. But yeah. Do I sell them? Not really, no, I don't. I sell a few to a shop, but what he does, I don't sell me 2-tone to him. What I do is, I'll take him, like the other day I took him my David Bowie picture discs, and he just give me amount of store credit, and I buy specials albums or whatever. I've got 600 records here that all wrapped up that I'll be selling. There's 600, there's 100 in each of them bundles. So we've got 600 there, and what I'm looking to do is sell them and then invest the money back into the 2-tone. But to be honest with you, next week I'm 50, I'm not getting any younger. At some point I've got there's an out strategy, trust me. Yeah, obviously the longer you sit on them, the more spondoodles you're going to make, but you might be sitting on it too long, the next thing you know you're brown bread, man. You're pushing up the daisies. And then the next thing you know, a member of your family's got hold of them and don't even know what they are, and they're in the wheelie bin. Nah, well, I've got no kids and that. Basically, this was my pension. This is my pension plan, basically. I thought, instead of putting up saving money in the bank, I'll just buy shitloads more records. But really, I've always just played records. It's not like, I don't look at myself as a record collector. It's all like, this is how I've always listened to music, records and tapes. Obviously MP3s are alright if I'm cycling or out and about with my phone and all that. You know what I mean? I'm not a technology hater. All I am is, it sounds fucking better through the vinyl. You're not going to get a better sound. All them crackles and pops and that, I love it. That's part of it. Plus, with an MP3, what have you got? A button to press. You got the artwork on here. You can all look at. I quite like the album artwork and all that. Do you know what I mean? It's physical media. That's what it is, and that's why CDs are coming back, man. And tapes are coming back. Honestly, it's all coming back. What goes around, it comes back around. As the older people will know. But yeah, mad, eh? Oh, mate, we used to throw Madness records around like frisbees, but you didn't realise back then that it's vinyl. You know what I mean? And it was just life, wasn't it? But yeah, crazy. And tapes, man, getting your tape chewed up and all that, and I can just get the pencil out. I've even had to sticky tape them back together. Where the tapes in that. Yeah, fucking tapes, eh? That wicked invention though. Invented by Philips. I think what it is people have just got bored of MP3s and technology now, and they're going back to the old school. A lot of these youngsters are as well. Yeah, you needed very delicate fingers, didn't you, mate, to get them tapes, to get all the little reel. I always used to just jog it and it used to fly off, and that's probably me ADHD, man, where I ain't got the patience. I'm trying to do it too quick, but yeah. A pair of tweezers and a steady hand is what you need for that. But then when you'd done it, you'd always hear a wonky bit, wouldn't you, where the sound went a bit muffled. The good old days. But tapes now, honestly, mate, the TDKs, all the old tapes, right, the blank ones, are going for mega money. Mega money. I'm talking crazy money. It's mad. Now the CDs are making another. So none of it really is dead, is it? In fact, all of it's booming. You've got your digital market, you've got your CD market, you've got your tape market, and you've got your vinyl market. They each said that they'll kill each other off. Well, they haven't. All the big pop groups and that, and all the teeny bopper bands are all banging the vinyl out. Especially them young female artists. Fucking, they can't put them out in enough colours and shit. A bit like Madness, they can't keep up with them fuckers. Constantly banging out albums. Yeah, Memorex, man. Yeah. Best tape I think it was called a Bass or something, BASF, a German one. And it was the bollocks, man. Yeah, tapes, man, eh? Completely you know what I mean? Completely illegal to do what everyone was doing with them, but that's what they were before. Do you know what I mean? Crazy. Fucking the good old cassette tape, man. Crazy, eh? And I used to like them. Do you know the record players, the little box ones, so you could put the singles on, but you could stack them up, and there was this arm that went over the top, man. They used to drop down one by one. Surely people remember them. But yeah, I wouldn't mind buying one of them, actually. Quite into retro stuff as well. Yeah, man, load them right up. That's the original playlist, isn't it? The original playlist. They were wicked, man. And it always the time, so when it went over, it would fall down. Yeah, they're wicked. All that early hi-fi stuff, man, with the valves and that in, is the best sounding stuff. Because anything with a valve in, it sounds a lot better. The valve amplifiers, but it cost a little bit more money, but you get a lot better sound out of them, man. All the modern transistors and resistors are just all tinny. But remember the old tellies? Like my man was an electrician. The old valves used to warm up and glow up orange, man. Because always, when my dad used to fix the telly, I used to stick my head right in there. My mum used to go, get your head out there. But when my dad was an electrician, I used to like follow him about looking. That's why I'm quite good with electrical things. I just follow my dad about. But yeah. Yeah, that'd be worth money, mate. Definitely. They're all worth money. All the old retro stuff, man, it's all back in, man. You get stuff that goes out and then it comes back in, isn't it? It's mad. But yeah, you get people that collect just record players, radios. I quite like old radios, man. And the old radiograms. My gran had one where you'd have the record player, it was like a chest. You had the record player and then a big long fucking radio. BBC World Service and all that bollocks on it. Yeah, they were mad. Radiograms. I suppose in the beginning you had the wind-up ones where you wound them up and put the needle on. Put the needle on the record. And watch the record just fade away. The history of music, eh? Crazy. It's like the Walkman. Who remembers when the Walkmans first came out, man? That was like groundbreaking, that was. Being able to walk about. Fucking, I used to have my Walkman, man. But all your pockets are full up with batteries and fucking tapes and crazy. I can remember when kids used to walk around on the street with big old tape recorders booming away. Fucking chewing the fucking batteries, man. Because they were so expensive, man. Yeah, I used to have New Order, Blue Monday on constant rewind, man. On my Walkman. Coming home on a Sunday, out your head on acid still. Fucking good times, man. Very good times. If only I had fucking 50p for every fucking walk of shame I did up my road tripping me tits off, I'd be rich. But it's all good fun. It's all good fun. Like vampires, me and my pals used to be. Fucking good times though, they were. But, Anyway, I'll be back later, people. Because if I keep gassing on here, man, I'm not going to get this phone charged. But whatever you're doing, have a good one.